Hi everyone, my name is Kristen Vincent, GIS Manager for the City of De Pere and current WLIA Board member. On today's segment of the WLIA Committee Spotlight Series, I am joined by Nick Gamroth, who is the Chair of the Legislative Committee. Nick, thanks for being here today.
Well, thanks for inviting me, Kristen.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where do you work? What do you do?
Sure. I work for Trempealeau County in the Land Records Department. I am the GIS Specialist and Real Property Lister. And I've resided in Trempealeau County all my life. I live on my wife's farm, and we raise sheep with our two children, Josie and Abe, and it's mostly kind of like an FFA 4-H project. That's what I do in my spare time if I'm not working for Trempealeau County, and I enjoy all of it.
Great. How did you first get involved with WLIA?
Well, I've been working for Trempealeau County since 2003. I was kind of, part of WLA back then, but I really started getting involved with WLA in the last year or two, kind of in my role on WRPLA as the president and working with the Act 12 legislation, and it just kind of evolved from there, being more involved in WLA.
Great. So what are the goals of the Legislative Committee?
The goals of the Legislative Committee is to keep track of any type of legislative things that are going on in Madison that revolves around land information, geospatial issues. Besides keeping in tune of what's going on in Madison, also working with all of our different land information organizations in the state on any legislative needs that they may have, whether it's on a county platform, a local platform, or even maybe a tribal issue.
Okay. More specifically, how are geospatial issues monitored and addressed?
Well, most of it is just strictly outreach and communication. A lot of us have a lot of connections out there around the state and our different jobs, and basically it's just getting out and talking to people and just hearing about movements that are happening in the legislation or legislators that we don't typically will hear in our offices and through our other organizations like Register of Deeds, Real Property Listers, surveyors, and the such.
Okay. What tasks do committee members typically work on?
Mostly the committee members work on any type of legislation that is needed for our association or any of our organizations that we represent. It could be anything from working in like a small committee group or the larger committee as a whole on reviewing legislation that is being actively written, or going out and advocating for support to legislators. That seems to be kind of like the biggest task of the committee right now.
Okay. What is the time commitment for serving on this committee?
Well, in other years, there probably wasn't much of a commitment because there just wasn't a lot going on. But recently, in the last year or two, it's been a pretty big commitment. But at the same time, I personally have enjoyed the work and kind of shaping the future of our kind of like our association and others.
So what is your favorite part about serving on this committee?
Like I said, it's just being part of the group and the input that I can put in, and just helping others being able to accomplish their goals on the legislative side.
Great. Do you have anything else you'd like to add about the committee?
No, if anybody's got any interest in anything to do with legislative actions with land information, geospatial, just feel free to reach out to myself or Nick Anderson, our vice chair of the committee.
Perfect. And your contact information is on our website, WLIA.org. Thank you so much for being here and sharing that insight.
Thanks.
Thank you, everyone, for watching.